Do you want to know what is the Ayllu, why it is a cornerstone of our therapeutic practice, and how it could even help to improve our ecological and social problems? Buenas gente, I am Ramiro, Andean medicine man and philosophy teacher, and with the Ayllu of the 80s TMNT, we'll explore the multifaceted world of the Andean Ayllu. Ayllu is a fundamental concept in Andean philosophy. It is a Quechua word that is often translated as community, tribe, clan, or family, but this translation only scratches the surface. Ayllu embodies a complex web of social, economic, and spiritual relationships that bind people together, and the word can be used literally, as in a genetic blood-related family, or metaphorically, as in a group of individuals with things in common. Regarding pronunciation, you'll hear that I pronounce the word like Ayllu, but if you look in other sources, you will hear that other people pronounce it like Ayllu. The reason for this difference is that Quechua has different pronunciations in different regions, as it happens with any language. But rest assured, we're talking about the same concept here. Last caveat. In the video, you will hear that I use the word Ayllu and Ayllukuna in different situations. The difference between the two is that Ayllu is the singular, while Ayllukuna is the plural. So it's just like saying family and families. With all that out of the way, from a sociological perspective, Ayllu can be understood in several layers. Firstly, Ayllu refers to the actual family unit, including blood-related family members, affinal relatives, and of course, adopted family members. Secondly, Ayllu can also be used to refer to our closest friends, or what we would nowadays call our spiritual family. Lastly, Ayllu is a term that is also used in a broader communal sense, where several blood-related families that live nearby and collaborate are also referred as an Ayllu. Ayllu isn't limited to human relationships, and the word can be used to refer to non-human beings as well, reflecting the Andean worldview of interconnectedness. For instance, a vegetal Ayllu in a smaller scale can be used to describe a community of plants in a field, each supporting the growth of others. On a bigger scale, however, it can also be used to refer to the plant kingdom as a whole. Animals can also be part of a human Ayllu, just like your house dog or cat is often referred to as the family pet. However, it can also be said that animals form Ayllukuna of their own, especially when referring to animals that live in groups, like for example ants, bees, or wolves. Last but not least, even minerals and the earth itself are seen as part of the bigger Ayllu of the world, which emphasizes the concept of interconnectedness that we mentioned earlier. This whole planetary family is called the Pachamama Ayllu in Quechua. As we have mentioned before in other videos, Andean philosophy is deeply ingrained in indigenous people's lives, and spirituality and rituals are a very important part of it. In this sense, Ayllu includes non-corporeal beings, bridging the physical and spiritual worlds. Just as the older alive members of an Ayllu provide education and guide to the younglings, ancestral spirits are vital members of the Ayllu, guiding and protecting their descendants. This is called the Yaya Ayllu in Quechua, and it includes not only the blood relatives that have passed on, but also the great heroes and honorable ancestors of the whole community. Nature spirits are also honored as part of the Ayllu, ensuring harmony with the environment. In this sense, it is customary, for example, to include words of gratitude in a ritual and mention both the spirit of the ancestors as well as the spirit of the land that allow people to live long and prosper, if Mr. Spock allows me to use the expression. This is called the Sinchi Ayllu in Quechua, and it includes many other categories of non-corporeal beings, like the Ayakuna or the Samikuna. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to know more about this particular topic. Additionally, the Apunchik Ayllu is a term used to refer to the highest rank, for lack of a better term, of a spiritual being. Here we are talking about the different gods and divinities that the different nationalities honor, and that are considered the highest members of the communal collective. The bigger communal Ayllu, formed by many smaller family Ayllukuna, were traditionally led by an old Curaka or Mashku, who played a coordination and administrative role in the community. His duties were to ensure justice, manage resources, and represent the community in broader political matters. The smaller division of land that was assigned to a family Ayllu in ancient times was known as a chaka, and the whole family Ayllu collaborated to work the land. Later, after the harvest, the production of all the individual family Ayllukuna was gathered and used equitably to pay for the government contributions and to distribute evenly among the population. On the other hand, when there were bigger works that impacted the bigger communal Ayllu, all the individual family Ayllukuna cooperated in the form of communal work called the minka. In both cases, it is the principle of aini or reciprocity that governs economic exchanges, ensuring that resources are shared and redistributed fairly among all Ayllukuna. A prime example of both aini and Ayllu at play is John Mura's concept of the vertical archipelago. In that example, one bigger communal Ayllu takes care of a bigger plot of land that has different climatic floors. The different family Ayllu produces what's best for their respective climate, usually tubers in the highlands, maize and veggies in the mid-zone, and fruits and coca in the lowlands. All the while, the curaca manages the resources and coordinates the work across the different ecological zones, enhancing food security and resilience. The concept of Ayllu is a testament to the rich, interconnected fabric of Andean life, blending family, ecology, spirituality, economy, and politics into a cohesive whole. At the ceremonies we hold at our center, the concept of Ayllu is one of the cornerstones of the healing process, because we are strong believers in the idea that the so-called plant medicines are incomplete medicines if they are not taken in the context of a supporting and enriching community. Furthermore, by understanding the Ayllu, we gain deeper insights into the resilience and sustainability of Andean cultures, which I believe are concepts that the world ecology and societies sorely need in our time. Concepts like Ayllu are practical applications of a bigger set of natural laws that describe the way in which Andean philosophy understands the world, and that we'll cover in that next video.